Most people think a bad-smelling washing machine means one simple thing: it's dirty. So they clean it. They run a hot cycle. They pour in a cleaner. They wipe the drum. And for one day, maybe two, the smell seems gone. Then suddenly, it comes back, stronger, worse, almost sour. And that's the moment people get confused, frustrated, even embarrassed. Because now the question changes from how do I clean my washing machine to why does my washing machine still smell even after I cleaned it? That question is exactly where this video begins. Here's the uncomfortable truth most videos don't tell you. If your washing machine smells even after cleaning, the problem is usually not dirt. It's something deeper, hidden, and in many cases, invisible. And if you don't fix the real cause, no cleaner in the world will save you. Not vinegar, not baking soda, not expensive store-bought tablets. You can clean forever and still fail. Today, we're going to expose why that happens, what's actually growing inside your machine, and the exact fixes that work in real homes, not theory, not marketing claims, but things tested again and again. Let me start with a real situation from the United States, because this problem is extremely common there. A family in Ohio bought a brand new front-load washer, high efficiency, energy saving, top brand. Within 6 months, the clothes started smelling musty. They did everything the internet suggested: monthly cleaner tablets, hot cycles, leaving the door open. Nothing worked. The smell kept returning. A technician finally opened parts of the machine they had never seen before. What he showed them shocked them. Thick black slime, biofilm, mold living deep inside places water touches every single wash but air never reaches. The machine wasn't dirty in the normal sense. It was biologically contaminated. This is where science matters. Washing machines today are designed to save water and energy. That sounds good, but it creates the perfect environment for bacteria and mold. Low temperatures, small amounts of water, detergent residue, moisture trapped in rubber and hoses. Microorganisms don't need visible dirt to survive. They feed on detergent residue, skin oils, fabric fibers, and moisture. Over time, they form something called biofilm. Biofilm is not loose dirt. It's a sticky, protective layer that shields bacteria and mold from cleaners. This is why your machine can smell even after a deep clean. Now here's the first mistake most people make, and it's critical to understand this early. They keep repeating the same cleaning method that already failed. They think, maybe I need more cleaner, or maybe I need a hotter cycle. But if the smell returns, that method is already proven ineffective for your machine. Continuing it is not maintenance, it's denial. The fix requires changing what you clean, where you clean, and how you clean. Let us talk about the first hidden danger zone almost no one checks properly: the rubber door seal, also called the gasket. On front-load washers, the seal folds inward, creating dark pockets that trap water after every wash. Even if you wipe what you can see, deeper folds often stay wet for hours or days. That moisture becomes a breeding ground. Over time, black mold starts growing underneath the surface, not always visible at first. You might only smell it. And here's the key detail: running a cleaning cycle does not clean behind that rubber. Water flows past it, but it doesn't scrub it. Cleaners don't reach the deepest folds effectively. That's why the smell survives. The real fix here is not complicated, but it must be done correctly. You need to manually pull back the rubber seal, slowly and carefully, and inspect every fold. Not quickly, not casually. This takes patience. When you see black spots, slime, or gray buildup, that's your enemy. And wiping with water alone is useless. You need something that breaks biofilm. Plain vinegar often fails here because biofilm protects itself against weak acids. A diluted bleach solution, used carefully and safely, is one of the few things that actually penetrates and kills mold roots. The key is contact time, not a quick wipe. The solution must sit for several minutes so it can work. This step alone solves the smell for many people who thought their machine was hopeless. But here's where the story gets more interesting. Some people clean the gasket perfectly and the smell still comes back. That's because the problem has already moved deeper. The next hidden area is the detergent drawer and its internal channel. When you pull the drawer out, you usually clean what you see. But behind that drawer is a tunnel where detergent and softener flow into the drum. That tunnel stays wet, it's dark, and it's rarely cleaned. In many U.S. homes, especially where liquid detergent and fabric softener are used heavily, this channel becomes coated with sticky residue. Bacteria love this environment. Every wash flushes odor from that channel straight into your drum. Scientifically, this happens because modern detergents are designed to work at low temperatures and dissolve slowly. When too much detergent is used, a very common mistake, the excess doesn't rinse away. It sticks. Over time, it decomposes and feeds microbes. The smell you notice in your clothes often starts before the water even touches them. It's already in the system. Cleaning this area properly means removing the drawer completely and flushing the channel with hot water while scrubbing with a narrow brush. Not once, repeatedly, until no residue remains. People skip this because it feels unnecessary, but it's one of the most effective fixes for persistent odor. Now let us talk about the mistake that almost guarantees long-term smell problems: washing everything in cold water. In the United States, cold washes are heavily promoted to save energy and protect clothes. And yes, cold water has benefits, but from a microbiological perspective, cold water is terrible at killing bacteria and mold. It allows them to survive wash after wash. When combined with low water levels, the machine becomes a recycling system for microbes. This doesn't mean you should stop using cold water entirely, but it does mean you must balance it. At least once a week, the machine needs a hot wash, not for clothes, but for itself. Heat disrupts biofilm. Heat kills microorganisms. Without heat, you're cleaning surfaces but leaving life behind. Here's another real example. A couple in California washed exclusively on cold for years. Their washer smelled constantly. They assumed it was normal. When they finally changed habits, weekly hot empty cycles, and reduced detergent, the smell disappeared without replacing the machine. The washer wasn't broken, the routine was. And now we reach the part that surprises most people. Sometimes the smell isn't coming from the drum at all. It's coming from below, the drain system. Washing machines are connected to a drain hose and a trap, just like sinks. If that trap dries out, or if residue builds up in the hose, sewer gases can travel back into the machine. You can clean the drum perfectly and still smell something foul. That smell often has a rotten or sulfur-like quality, different from musty mold. This distinction matters. Treating a drain issue with drum cleaners will never work. The fix here involves checking the drain hose placement, ensuring it's not sealed airtight or inserted too deeply, and occasionally flushing the system with hot water. This is basic plumbing science, but many people never consider it. At this point, you might be realizing something important. The smell problem isn't one thing. It's a system failure. Multiple small issues combine over time until the machine becomes a source of odor instead of cleanliness. That's why quick fixes fail. And that's why this video isn't giving you just one trick. It's giving you a sequence. In the next part, we're going to go deeper. We'll expose the biggest detergent myth that actually creates washing machine smell, explain why fabric softener is one of the worst offenders, and show you how to reset your washer so smells don't return. What comes next connects directly to everything you've read so far, and it's where most people finally understand why their machine never stayed fresh. If you've followed everything so far, you already understand something most people never realize. A smelly washing machine is not a cleaning problem, it's a habit problem. The machine is only reacting to what we feed it, how we use it, and how often we actually allow it to reset itself. Now we're going to connect all the pieces, expose the biggest myth that silently ruins washers in millions of American homes, and then lock in a system so the smell doesn't come back weeks or months later. Let's talk about detergent, because this is where things quietly go wrong. The biggest lie people believe is simple: more detergent means cleaner clothes. From a scientific point of view, this is completely false in modern machines. High-efficiency washers are designed to use very small amounts of detergent. When you use more than needed, the extra detergent doesn't rinse away. It sticks to the drum, the gasket, the hoses, and the outer tub you can't even see. That sticky layer becomes food for bacteria. Over time, it turns into biofilm. And biofilm doesn't just smell, it protects odor-causing organisms from being washed away. So every time you add a little extra for dirt, you're feeding the problem. In many U.S. households, this mistake is amplified by measuring detergent with the bottle cap. Those caps are misleading. They're often larger than what your machine actually needs. In real testing, most standard loads require no more than 2 tablespoons of concentrated liquid detergent. Anything beyond that is residue. And residue is the beginning of smell. Once people reduce detergent to the correct amount, many notice something surprising. Clothes feel cleaner, rinse better, and the washer stays fresher longer. Less soap, more cleanliness. That feels backwards, but science backs it up. Now let's address fabric softener, because this is one of the worst offenders and almost no one wants to hear this. Fabric softener does not clean, it coats. It leaves a waxy layer on fabric fibers so they feel smooth, but that same coating sticks inside your washing machine. It traps moisture, it traps bacteria. It lines hoses and channels with a sticky film that never fully dries. Over time, that film becomes a perfect home for odor-causing microbes. This is why machines used with fabric softener often smell worse than those that aren't. In real homes across the United States, technicians consistently report the same thing. Machines with chronic odor problems almost always have long-term fabric softener use. When families stop using it and switch to alternatives like dryer balls or occasional vinegar in the rinse used correctly and sparingly, the smell slowly fades. Not instantly but permanently. This isn't opinion. It's pattern after pattern after pattern. Now here's something most people never do, but it's one of the most powerful steps: resetting the machine. Think of your washer like a closed ecosystem. If it's been neglected for months or years, one cleaning cycle won't undo that. You need a reset phase. This means 3 steps done in sequence over a short period of time. First, manually clean the gasket and detergent channel as we discussed earlier. Second, run a true hot cleaning cycle empty, on the hottest setting, with the correct cleaner or a measured solution designed to break biofilm. Third, immediately after that cycle, leave the door open completely and let the machine dry for several hours. Dryness matters. Moisture is the fuel. Cut the fuel and the system collapses. People who do this once and then return to old habits often see the smell return. People who change the habits keep the results. That's the difference. Let's connect this to real life again. A family in Texas was ready to replace their washer because of the smell. Instead, they changed 3 things: reduced detergent, stopped fabric softener, and ran 1 hot maintenance cycle per week. 6 months later, the machine still smelled neutral. No fragrance, no mustiness, just clean. The washer didn't change, their system did. Now, here's the prevention rule most people skip because it sounds too simple. After every wash, leave the door open, not cracked, open. Airflow dries hidden moisture in the gasket and drum. This one habit alone can cut odor problems in half. Yes, it's inconvenient. Yes, it looks messy, but it works. And machines that stay dry don't grow mold. At this point, you might be wondering something important. Why don't manufacturers explain this clearly? The honest answer is that machines are sold on efficiency and convenience, not microbiology. Low water, low heat, sealed systems great for energy ratings, bad for long-term hygiene unless users adjust behavior. This isn't a defect, it's a trade-off. Once you understand that, the smell problem stops being mysterious. Now let's lock everything into a simple rule set you can remember. Use less detergent than you think you need. Avoid fabric softener if odor is a concern. Balance cold washes with regular hot maintenance cycles. Manually clean what water can't reach. Let the machine dry completely after use. When these rules are followed together, washing machines don't smell. Not for weeks, not for months, not even for years. And here's the final thing I want you to think about. A washing machine's job is to clean. When it starts smelling, it's telling you something about how it's being used. The smell is a signal, not a mystery. Once you know how to read that signal, you stop guessing, stop wasting money on products that don't work, and stop thinking your machine is bad. You take control of the system. If this video helped you understand something you didn't know before, don't just forget it after watching. Apply one change today, just one, because the moment you do, you'll start breaking the cycle that keeps the smell coming back. And if you want more videos like this, real fixes, real explanations, no shortcuts, stay connected. The next video goes even deeper into common household problems people think are normal, but absolutely don't have to be. Your washing machine can smell clean, for real. And now you know how to make that happen.